Welcome everybody. Let's look at the market. What is going on? First, we're going to look at the daily chart for the Dow Jones Transportation and look at this. Now, I'm not surprised to see this, to be honest with you. I've been saying for the last week that the Dow Jones Transportation looked kind of weak to me. Now, the center of the cycle obviously is right here, and we can see it's taking a big dive right in the middle. Okay. Momentum is still positive, but not by much. It's just above the zero line here for momentum. The SMI, which is a faster moving, the way it's set up is a faster reacting momentum. This stands for Stochastic Momentum Index for those that don't know. Okay, kind of getting to the bottom line here a little bit. So we could see a little more in this, a little bounce. I don't think it's going to take out this high. And I think it's going to fail again going down this way. Okay, going into the end of July, beginning of August. So this is a lot of weakness right here. This cycle now is, more or less a left-hand translation type of cycle. Okay. It's failing right in the middle here instead of failing way over in the right. Right? It didn't do this, like get up here and fail over here, right? It didn't do that. It didn't fail way over here on the left, like right there, but it did fail in the middle, comes up, gets to the middle, fails. Normally, we would, I think, like I said, I think it's going to come a little bit deeper here, and normally we see some kind of bounce, but then I think it's going to come back down. Okay, so this is actually a big deal. This is a big deal. I covered this the last few days. You can see here that this high is higher than this one. Okay. And the low for this cycle is way over here, obviously. Okay. So there's some room to go yet for the low to take out this low. But definitely at this point, so far, we don't have a higher high than the previous cycle. So if we look at this objectively, the Dow Jones Transportation, we got this going on, right? Something approximately like that. All right, so there's a lot of weakness here. And I think we're going to see this show up in the other indices here soon. Let's look at the Russell 2000. So this is the index for the Russell 2000, also the daily chart. Kind of wallowing around here at this cycle low that's right here. Happened yesterday, technically, but this was lower even over here. This hasn't really gained any momentum here. The SMI is still pointing this way. The momentum is in negative territory, and it's very flat here, right? Just barely, just looks very flat to me. Okay, so the Russell 2000 continues to look weak. And if you look at this one, this high is lower than this high. All right. So we're going to see what this does, but it doesn't look very strong to me. Just kind of neutralish, like I said yesterday. That hasn't really changed. It's going to have to really take off, get above this high over here to convince me there's some strength here. Okay. But if it just kind of does one of these deals and then fails left-hand side, whatever, something like that. All right. So combined, I think between the Dow Jones Transportation and Russell 2000, market's looking, those two are looking weak. They're not looking strong. Okay, now keeping that in mind, let's go look at the S&P 500 and what happened today. So today barely finished as an up day. I mean, we're talking barely finished up. Opened up at 28, we'll call it, closed at 32, so for about 4 points, and the range was only 19, almost 20. So a really tight day, super tight day. All right, momentum's still extremely strong here, way up here, way above the zero line. And looks like there's more room to go in the SMI, so this is still bullish, but I will say this, the intraday charts for the first time since July 2nd are showing some weakness on the 2-hour intraday, 2-hour directional chart for the SPX, or yeah, actually for the S&P 500 futures. So the SPX, which I don't know, yeah, the SPX, the momentum has crossed over, but it's still very positive. So that's a little bit different than the futures. So the SPX index did cross over, but on the 2-hour directional chart, but it's very elevated. I'm not showing that here, but I'm just kind of telling you here in the video. So there's a little hint of weakness here. Nothing to write home about yet, but there's a slight hint of weakness in the market here. Okay. Yeah, and on the 2-hour directional, or the 2-hour chart, I should say, for the S&P 500, it actually broke below the 24-hour simple moving average today and finished below it, which, like I said, is really the first time that's happened since July 2nd. So first time in a week we see just a hint of weakness here in the market. All right. But that's not nearly enough for us to say there's any kind of big change in the market yet. That's just a little kind of short-term weakness, very near-term or short-term weakness showing up in the intraday charts. Okay. All right, let's take a look at the intraday chart. Speaking of those, let's take a look at the intraday charts. Where were the trades of the day? Were there any? Let's take a look. 5-minute chart. This is last night. Futures opened up way over here, approximately like right over in this area. Now look at this trade that happened last night. This was a nice trade at 9:20 p.m. last night in futures. Look at this. Very nice. So there was a trade last night. If you were paying attention, you were up, which I don't see why you wouldn't be. A lot of you guys and gals at work, man, you should be looking at futures at night when you have the opportunity, because there's opportunity to make money there. So that was a nice trade right there. That was a good solid 35 to 40, about 5 points right here. Okay. Then as we move into pre-market and intraday here, let's see what we got. Well, there's at least two that's seriously stand out here on the 5-minute chart. Let's stretch this out just a little bit so we can take a look at these. So this is the first one that really stands out. This was at 10:20 in the morning. Look at this GETUS Plus indicator saying, hey, I think there's a trade, there's a plum candlestick, and boy, was there ever. Bam. Look at this. Wacko whammo. About 33 all the way to 40. So that's 7 points. We had 5 over here last night, right? And look at this. We get up here, we get another GETUS Plus indicator, the plum candlestick, and boom, it rolls over. Another grid trade. This is about not as many points, but probably about we'll call this about 4 points. Today was a super tight day with only a range of like 20. Okay, and the rest of the day was garbage. Now, I mean, you could try to trade this up in here if you want to. But these two trades right here, plus the one last night, were really solid. I mean, these are just absolutely banging on trades. You had a total of 16 points for the day. Okay, even if you just traded the intraday ones, still 11 points. But this is $1,600 for 2 contracts. Okay. And you guys know the deal. You divide it by a half, $800 for 1 contract. Okay. Or in other words, $160 or $80 on 2 micros or 1 micro. Pretty nice. Let's take a look at a little trade I did. All right, here's a trade I did on the S&P 500 futures. Haven't traded the S&P in a while. Been trading a lot of the Russell 2000, a little bit of gold. Made $100 on a quick scalp. This is a 2-hour chart, but basically I made it right here in this area. This little pullback going on. I was in and out with a tiny little trade in the morning around 10 a.m. But why would I do it at 10 a.m.? Why would I do that? Let's go take a look at the. I don't normally show this, but I'm gonna show the hourly chart for a second for non-members. All right, let's show this. So remember, I made $100. It was at right around 10 a.m. All right, so this is the hourly chart. This is what members see. They get to see these cycles on the hourly chart. Okay. In a little while here, I'm going to put the new time over here for tomorrow, so they know what time the cycle lows forecasted. So this was for. Remember, I mentioned 10 o'clock, right? So there was a cycle low today forecasted for 10 o'clock. Guess what that candlestick is right there? 9 o'clock. Pretty good, right? I mean, you're talking about cycle low within 1 hour. Now, I was looking at the 5 and 15-minute charts at this time, and I noticed the price action was beginning to show some weakness, so I got into the trade right here, and bam, made about $100. All right, so let's just look at this. I mean, this is a beautiful thing. The wick comes all the way down here and touches 56.30. I don't remember where I got in at. It wasn't very high above this, but there was some money to be made there. I set it for $100 for profit and got it, and I didn't bother messing around with the rest of the market for the rest of the day because the market was super tight. But you already saw the intraday charts where there was at least 3 opportunities between last night and today. So that's how I made $100 on a quick little scalp. If you want to become a member, there is a discord.com link in the description below this video. There's also one in the first comment pinned to the top in the comment section. Read those instructions, then click on the link. It's going to bring you here to get a server, then click on server shop. Here you go, $7.99. Now you saw it today just with a quick scalp. I made $100. Okay, so that's like what, 12 months worth of. I just paid 12 months worth of service. I use the service. Obviously, I don't pay the $7.99 because I own the business. But if I were to be a member that paid, I just paid for an entire year with one scalp using the service. I hit the cycle low, made $100. The service being paid for a whole year. That's how quick it can happen. I honestly believe if you're patient and use the service, you're probably going to make enough money to cover the membership, and hopefully more. The streaming charts are down here, the 5-minute, the 15-minute, the 1 hour, which I showed the 5-minute and the 1 hour today. Remember the cycles? You want those charts are right down here. So when you join, just click on that. When you join, just hit me up in member chat and ask me for the new members video link, and I'll give you the link for the new members video. Okay, really nice video. Also, you can ask me for the link for the gold streaming charts because I also have gold streaming charts. Okay, yeah, I stream both S&P 500 and gold. Okay, I just traded gold. I think it was last week or the week before. Made $700 on gold. All right, I have at least a couple of members that trade gold frequently every week, so they use those streaming charts to make some nice bank. Okay, in here is premium symbols. Today I think I saw natural gas in there and a couple other future symbols. There's also optional stocks in there. There is shorts in there and industries in there. Every day I put them in there Monday through Thursday, so really worth taking a look. I mean, a lot of members don't use this, but they should. They should be looking at these premium symbols because there's some really good opportunities in there. Okay, here's the alerts for the S&P 500 and gold. So we looked at the trade of the day and it has the Get Us Plus indicator on there and the plum candlestick. Remember that? When that happens, it sends an alert to these channels here for S&P 500 and here for gold. So those streaming charts are actively sending alerts whenever it thinks there's a trade. All right. Every day I put the video, like the one I'm doing right now, in the Get Us Only post channel. You can watch the daily video right in here. So it's super convenient. If you want to get on the nightly email, which I highly recommend you do, put your email address in here when you join. There's 5 different charts, and I give a couple sentences of what I think the market's going to do the next day. Okay, which last night I think I said, I'm trying to remember what I said. I think I said that the market was going to be a down day. It almost was. Okay, might have been up. I can't remember what the email said because it changes every day. But anyway, give my opinion about what the email is to the members every night, and you get 5 different charts in there. You get the daily, the weekly, S&P 500 futures chart, and you get 3 2-hour directional charts. Those are really powerful charts. And I've been using the 2-hour charts, which you saw my $100 was on the 2-hour chart today. Okay, but the 2-hour charts are the SPX, the NDX, and the RUT. So the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, and the Russell 2000 indices. Okay, and they have a directional indicator on there. If it's green, it's bullish. If it's red, it's bearish. It's really that simple. Okay, and those charts are very powerful. So you want those charts. Yeah, when I'm trading, I'm looking at 4 or 5 different charts. I look at the 5-minute, the 15-minute, and the 1 hour, setting up my trades. I'm always aware of that time frame, intraday. I look at the 2-hour chart. Okay, I also look at the daily and sometimes even the weekly. I'm always looking at all these different time frames to help me, formulate a good plan. Even if I've been just doing a scalp, I want to know what are my odds. Okay, and all those different time frames help you with moving in the same direction as the market. Okay, it's really important. It helps you time the market better. Okay, fixed income. What I do is I sometimes parlay my profits into corporate bonds. If I do that, you'll see bonds posted in there. And I've posted some bonds in there in like the last few weeks, so you might want to check that out to see what bonds I've been purchasing. Okay, really nice. Okay, the last thing I'll talk about is the rules. Up here's the rules. You got to read the rules, guys and gals. The refund rules are in there. There's a disclaimer that I'm not a financial advisor. Everything on this server, no matter who is saying it, me or anybody else, is strictly educational purposes only. There is no financial advice implied whatsoever, okay? Be responsible for your own trades, basically what it comes down to. Now, the service is going to help you if you're patient and you're going to make some nice bank, but you know what? You have to do the trades, right? You're responsible for your own trades. And lastly, there's a rule in there about being nice and respectful and peaceful, and don't be a troll when you come on the server. If you come in here trying to tell everybody what to do and how to do it, that ain't going to work. Okay, if you start posting nasty stuff, that ain't going to work. I'm going to delete your junk. I'm going to warn you, and if it gets bad enough, be a problem on the server, I might kick you or ban you. Okay, so don't be that person. Okay, just come, enjoy the environment, make some bank. There's a lot of opportunity here at all 3 indices, as well as gold. Okay, I cover those every day. I cover SP 500. I cover gold. Okay, and then the 2-hour chart, like I said, covers the 3 indexes. Okay, in the nightly email. Okay, happy trading, everybody. God bless everybody. Talk to all real soon again next time.